Welcome to DevSecOps Introduction. Today we will talk about the why, what, and how to deploy DevSecOps. Also, some challenges for adopting DevSecOps.
DevSecOps stands for Development, Security, and Operations. It's an approach to culture, automation, and platform design that integrates security as a shared responsibility throughout the entire IT lifecycle. DevSecOps means thinking about application and infrastructure security from the start. It also means automating some security gates to keep the DevOps workflow from slowing down. Selecting the right tools to continuously integrate security, like agreeing on an integrated development environment (IDE) with security features, can help meet these goals. However, effective DevOps security requires more than new tools. It builds on the cultural changes of DevOps to integrate the work of security teams sooner rather than later.
So what's the difference between DevOps and DevSecOps? In its most basic form, DevOps is a team that builds the deployment pipeline for software as it's being developed. One of the key attributes is it must be automated. DevSecOps is adding the security aspect to the DevOps process. A traditional DevOps pipeline may run some automated tests to validate a build before deployment. DevSecOps adds security validation, which is most likely going to run some API validation, scan for viruses in third-party libraries, etc. And how does it apply to today's organizations?
A DevSecOps organization should maintain short and frequent development cycles, integrate security measures with minimal disruption to operations, keep up with innovative technologies, and foster closer collaboration. These initiatives begin at the human level. So, the facilitator of those human changes in a DevSecOps framework is automation. Organizations should consider including source control repositories, container registries, the continuous integration and continuous deployment CI/CD pipeline, application programming interface, API management, orchestration and release automation, and operational management and monitoring. New automation technologies have helped organizations adopt more agile development practices, and they have also played a part in advancing new security measures. Along with it, cloud-native technologies like containers and microservices are now a major part of most DevSecOps initiatives. What are the benefits? Faster delivery and automation framework can be constructed and executed during the deployment phase of the SDLC process. Applications can be placed into a framework where security functions are added, tested, and automatically pushed into production. DevSecOps tools can also automatically monitor newly launched applications and can trigger a rollback to a previous version if an application-breaking bug is detected. Improved security posture. A detailed DevSecOps framework should include processes that automatically integrate security functions across all software builds in a uniform manner. This highly structured approach creates a consistent security foundation where security is built in the same way every time an application moves through the continuous integration/continuous delivery lifecycle process. Reduced cost gains can be found in several areas, including the speed at which software can be delivered, the lower likelihood of a catastrophic cybersecurity incident, and the reduction in the number of operations staff required to thoroughly execute a secure SDLC process.
Which application security tools are used in DevSecOps? To implement DevSecOps, organizations should consider a variety of application security testing (AST) tools to integrate within various stages of their CI/CD process. Commonly used AST tools include Interactive Application Security Testing (IAST), Dynamic Application Security Testing (DAST), Static Application Security Testing (SAST). What is the greatest challenge for DevSecOps? Tool challenges. Technology overload. While the use of tools is actively encouraged in DevSecOps, problems arise when there are differences in tool sets between security and other teams. With a lack of standards, documentation, and training, developers will find it hard to select from or even use the increasingly complex tools on offer. Not to mention the fact that integrating the tools they do choose into the DevOps pipeline can be hard and time-consuming. Encourage your teams to develop tool standards and usage guidelines, making selection and usage easier, and to better document which tools are being used. This would help improve configuration management challenges and outline the recommended security settings for tools so everyone is on the same page, speeding up integration. Infrastructure challenges. Complexity in the cloud. If you have a complex cloud environment, such as a system of systems, SOS, you might struggle to produce secure software at the pace DevSecOps demands. And if your infrastructure is a multi-cloud environment with microservices, automated distributed deployment infrastructure, then security assurance and data security will both pose big challenges. You should focus on data security alongside your SDLC, such as a SaaS security lifecycle, to overcome these challenges. People challenges. Culture clash. Resistance may be futile, but it can sure hold things up. For many people, changing the way they work is hard, particularly if it requires a mindset shift from security as an afterthought to security first. You will undoubtedly face reluctance from some, but by installing security champions in your teams, you can help dispel the myth that increased security stalls progress and thwarts creativity. Be prepared. Bring people on board early to develop new practices that work for everyone. It's all about educating staff across the organization that code can be delivered rapidly and securely, at the same time, encouraging teams to work together towards that united goal. Practice challenges. Automation frustration. Many traditional security practices, such as conducting compliance checks, architectural risk analysis, threat modeling and risk management, involve security personnel running tests, reviewing findings, and then circling back to developers to make changes. This lengthy process is at odds with the speed of DevOps, but some of these practices are hard to automate, putting security and DevOps at odds with one another. To overcome this time-consuming challenge, you need to harness the power of DevSecOps tools to adapt standards, policies, models, and service-level agreements to make them more easily testable.